Howdy, 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 my friends, gamers, Victorians, and other enthusiasts to the BoydofZINJ channel, where we're going to be playing Texas in Victoria 3. And just to let you know, I'm showing, full disclosure, yes, I had episode 0 where we just set it up, but there was an update, 1.5.10. Great, fix some stuff. But look what happened to my save. Achievements isn't available, it broke it. So, we're going to start from the very beginning, which makes episode 0, yeah. With that being said, it did serve us as a way for us to figure out what we want to do, right? We're going to start with the homology objective, because it's going to be a lot of warfare, I suspect. Ironman, achievements available. Of course, select any country, achievements available. I still can't save to the cloud for some reason. A diplomatic play, literacy, the percentage of... Alright, so let's take Texas again. And we are going to start, we're out of war, don't forget. Can we save to cloud? Cloud save is not available. Let's do our technology first. Even though it's probably going to be too late, we really want to get... Oh, here we go. Napoleonic warfare. I thought they changed it for a moment. Buildings. I've been thinking this a lot. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with logging, which is rural. And then we're also going to get cotton. Can we get cotton here? Yes, you can. We're probably going to have to build ports eventually, but we'll worry about that. And then we'll build one construction center. And let's... 19 weeks, this will be 19, so... And we want to do this last because this is going to eat up a lot of money. And we need the fabric and wood to make tools. In fact, that's the other thing. Well, we'll worry about tools in a bit. We're minus 313, that's fine. The other thing is we're going to go to budgets. Budgets. And we're going to max out the budget there. We're not going to, we're going to keep ourselves on wood. We need the budget. We're going to keep it, we're going to have to keep it here. Next thing is, let's look at the generals. Military. That's a good one. Meticulous. Mountain. Are we fighting in the mountains? It's not mountainous terrain. Okay. I was just curious. So this is possibility. Bigot. Offense only. Authority, perhaps. Surveyor. Well, there's the defense. Offense only. Defensive strategist. So this person is a defensive strategist. And okay. So we need an offensive person. Possible. I like this person over here. Declaring robbery. Excellent. Next thing we need to do is we need to mobilize troops. Raising conscripts. Last thing we're going to do is trade routes. New imports. Ammunition. And we're going to take it. We're also going to need cannons. Oh, we don't have cannons, do we? Interesting. This is an update, all right. So we're going to have to do without cannons. Let's see if it's even possible. So for right now, this is it. This is all we need for right now. And I believe last time I remembered, we're low on grain. So we'll do some grain. Sure, it's going to hurt us. But this is war. Last thing is politics. Laws. We want to try and get some of this, but that's not possible right now. Right assembly, that's fine. We want a professional army. That's what we'll start off with. Now we're going to exit out and see if this doesn't break the save. We have achievements. This is why I wanted to make sure. This is me from the future. I'm doing a quick edit. I'm going to be playing the cinematic. If you don't want to watch it, just skip a minute into the future. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining me on this journey for Victoria 3, Texas, and watching the cinematic.
Greetings, Victorians, and welcome to Update 1.5. With it arrives changes to warfare, economy, politics, narrative content, diplomacy, and more. First up, warfare. In November, we celebrate 20 years of Victoria with some special surprises. First, the massive free Update 1.5 will go live. The new region pack, Colossus of the South.
If you could listen to the noise of history, then you would hear by the sounds of the Victorian age that the world changed forever. The roar of the engines, the bangs from new factories, and the cries in the streets calling out for revolution. In Victoria 3,
Thank you very much for watching that cinematic. I did a mulligan. I decided to restart the game. Why? Believe it or not, the first time I played this, I beat Mexico. And I bankrupted Texas. The reason why is it's been a while since I played this game, and I didn't build the economy of Texas hard enough. Texas is only one state with a small population. And as a result, I built a construction yard, and that bankrupted us. Even with America bankrupting us, that bankrupted us. So knowing that, I had to avoid building a construction yard, and I built it twice because I started getting the economy going, and I messed up. So I learned a few things. Then Mexico, let me tell you, Texas does not beat Mexico most of the time. Mexico beats Texas, I would say 75 to maybe even 90% of the time. This is my first win. And I don't want to bore you, doing the same thing over and over again, which is why I'm doing here. I did something different. I went on the offensive. Santa Ana defended and lost. And some other guy took over Texas, but that's fine. He captured Santa Ana. General Santa Ana captured. Events in Texas. Antonio Lopez de Santa Ana, the ruler of Mexico, or I should say Mexico, and one of its leading generals has been captured in a swamp wearing a dragoon's uniform by our forces. He has offered to immediately sign a peace with us in exchange for his release. Santa Ana used Santa Ana to press for a deal, let him run back to Mexico, and we fight on. No way, we're going to use Santa Ana to press for a deal. This ends the war, we're independent, but, as you know, Mexico wants us. Let's see. All right, so now what we're going to do is build up the economy. Construction. So we're building logging camp, barracks. And now that we have a few moments to think about it, and I thought about it for a while, here's what we're going to do. Buildings. We're going to also build tooling shops, and we're also going to build a port. why a port? That gives us more infrastructure. At least I believe it does. It used to in the past. It gives us private urbanization. Here we go. See, and then we need to start producing boats to get the infrastructure. And America is bankrolling us, which is great. Let's go to budgets just to make sure our budget's in proper order. Let's lower our budget. We don't have any consumption tax. Oh, look at that. We won with our tax. And we're going to make greener paths. We're going to get a migration. For right now, this is all. So let's continue on and let's see if we can make Texas great again. Oh, look at that. Juan Alvarez has been sent to exile in Texas. I missed that. Did Britain... begin improving relationships? I'm going to start improving relationship with Great Britain. So let's talk long-term strategy. America and Mexico both want Texas. Texas right now is so weak that either one could defeat us. We're lucky because we defeat them one time in Mexico, and there's a situation where we can capture Santa Ana. There's an event where we can pull off the rescue of Texas. That won't happen again. If more than likely we're improving relationships with America, declare rivalry with Mexico. Mexico's weaker than America. If we can improve our military, there's a chance we could take a few powerful districts from Mexico. Plus, we need to get the rest of Texas back. Mexico holds a portion of Texas. The Comanches also hold a portion of Texas. Once we can unite Texas completely, we'll be have more infrastructure and be grown overall. We also need a colonization in law, so that way we can start colonizing the Comanche, Oklahoma, which will give us a second building queue. Some little people, very little, but some is better than nothing. Now, if we can get 1 or 2 lands from Mexico, that's great. More importantly, we want to be friends with America and probably join their trade market. What's it called? Their custom union. That way we could be part of the American market. And since we share borders, any imports that we get from America right now cost nothing. And then when the American Civil War happens about slavery, we could pick a side and use that to our advantage and take America and piecemeal them and make sure that we come out on top. That's the goal. So with that being said, we're improving relationships with America. Oh, I was improving relationships with the Indian Territory? I don't care about them. And why we're building barracks? We need troops. This is going to be a military state. Uh-oh. Discord within Pete Burgis's advanced event for the enactment of professional armies. An influential faction within the Pete Burgers has grown with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of professional army, themselves in favor of the law. They have now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. How can you all stand idly by and watch the world pass before your eyes? Have you no sense of honor, of duty to your fellow man? I say nay to such lack of ambition, and I dare say that I am not alone in this. Okay, so we get 50% enactment, and Pete Burgess gets member flight for 5 years. Interesting. I don't want the Southern Planters to be powerful, so we're going to take the top option. We're stockpiling gold. So let's again look at our budget real fast. Budget. And again, building a construction is a false thing to do. It's another event. It'll destroy us. Commander commands Civic Coalition. General Hopkins has made public statements in support of the Patriotic Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. It is my duty to defend the nation and its interests. Politics is as much a part of war as battles and logistics are. I don't see the problem with doing my duty and what I could to make sense of those who are best fit to protect the nation end up being the ones in charge. So nothing happens if I pick that top one. Reprimand him. I'm going to pick the top one. We want the Patriotic Party, sure. Unpausing. The duel. Uh-oh. Carter Crossland has challenged Abner Hopkins to a duel to the death. And they're both winking at me. The aura surrounding their two fights is like something out of a romantic novel. I know what romantic novel you're reading, but you know, having two people shoot each other, sure, whatever. Abner Hopkins smiles. He has been rehearsing this moment before falling asleep. Carter Crosslands, you are a foolish fool. Your insults cannot go unpunished. Pick a weapon of choice and we shall meet tomorrow. Do I care if any of them die? Yeah, I say let them fight. Let's see what happens. I don't care about those two people, and it's not time to make enemies. A Southern Planter is our president, alright. We now have professional armies. Excellent. This lets us really build up an army. More importantly, development, politics. We can pass a new law. And I'm thinking Let's go for something. No healthcare system. Anyone like that? That's a possibility. We need colonial affairs, colonization, frontier settlement. So this has the highest probability, but it has some people who dislike it. I'm going to go with this top one. I don't know what the differences are. Usually bottom's better. Oh. Well, yeah, it is a little better, but short term, not so much. The Lone Star States. Events in Texas. Texas stands after a hard-fought and bloody war independence. There are many within the Republic that advocate for statehood within the United States of America. The Americans, by all accounts, would welcome us in their union. The war with Mexico has ended, and our brave citizens begun to lay down their arms and return to peaceful life. But what good is independence if we must spend every day watching our backs, waiting for the return of our oppressors? Texas can be stronger. Still, as part of a greater union, one of like-minded states that will infringe upon our God-given rights. So we could become a Dominion of Texas. Terrible idea. I want to be independent. We don't need help from the Yankees and get extra prestige, but this means now America could go to war with us. It's going to be a fine line against America. Popular playwright endorses reform. Advanced event for enacting a frontier colonization. In the midst of debates surrounding frontier colonization, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the armed forces, has staged a widely proclaimed play whose political-laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. The man's viewpoint may be somewhat partisan, but sir, you cannot argue with his prose. So plus 10% enactment. Armed forces get attraction. Prestige. I'm going to go for prestige. We have a high probability of enactment, so some extra prestige would be nice. And we're going to add the armed forces to the government. Let's just make sure what we want here. So we're going to keep these people, so we won't care. Let's see about these people. Dedicated police force, I kind of like. Look at that, per capita taxation. That would be very useful. So for sure the armed forces. Pete Burgesses. So police, dedicated police force. Taxation is possible. Endorses monarchy. So I could be the king of Texas. I'm going to keep Pete Burgesses out. I didn't like his attitude for migration. Once we build the port, or very close to building a port, we'll start looking at other situations. Excellent. 82% chance. See, gaining the prestige was useful. Rousing speech captivates the public. Advanced event for the frontier colonization. This afternoon, Msjor Power, leader of the Southern Planters, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of frontier colonization. Making an appearance before the public in Austin's main square, Msjor Power's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from his speech are already being circulated across Texas, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. 50% enactment chance? Sure. Now, I'm just going to take this. I don't want the Southern Planters to be powerful, so the bottom choice is not a useful one. 97% chance, so... Excellent. We now have frontier colonization. Okay, establish colony. We're going to establish colony in Oklahoma and Texas, the Panhandle. And what we're going to do for here is make them give livestock. This will give food and fabric, and we're going to need fabric for our tools. That being said, maybe not. We're going to need a lot of grain. So let them have regular, just grain. Uh-oh, we're at minus 291. So now we need to go to budget. And that's fine, we're stockpiling gold. We researched something. Oh, good vintage. There's a lot of things we did. Okay, a good vintage. Event in Texas. The wine produced in Texas has been lauded by some years as outstanding. When the people say that something ages like wine, they don't always make the distinction between wine and rye. So let me make the distinction. If you can get your hands on a bottle from Texas, that bottle can be just a good time. It can be an investment. So we can get prestige for 5% or wine for food. We're not really producing wine right now, so I think prestige, because this only lasts 5 years. And we already have some prestige going, so... We also researched something, so now we're going to go to society. We want to start building up our technologies, our banking stuff. Here, 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 and maybe here. You know, so that way we can stay positive. The trick is stay as positive as long as possible, with as small of a budget as possible. Now, there's one other thing. Oh, politics. Laws. Let's see what laws we want to pass. Healthcare system. It's a very hard chance. National Guards. I think National Guard would be useful. It's September 10th, 1837. So we would need iron, which we're not producing iron yet. Logging camps. So we are producing tools, and this will give us more wood. Let's look at our market real fast. Wood's low, and that's fine. Tools is not in demand right now. But only 2 buy orders. But see, there's buy orders for fabric. We need to start making fabric. So, budget, buildings. Actually, let's go back to the market real fast. Meat's really high, fabric's real high. So, raw. And what does both fabric and meat? Livestock ranch. This is why I didn't want to build it in Oklahoma. I wanted to be built in Texas proper. Construction. And I'll put the branches first, then the grains. And the reason why is because Oklahoma has such a small population. They could do without a few jobs for a little bit. Aren't we producing buildings? Hopefully this should go away. Because we're producing tools right now. I'm going to accept the custom unions. Look at this. They need tools in America. So that's a good thing. All right. We have National Guard. Buildings. Or politics. So what other things can we get? No healthcare system, that's a possibility. Points of bureaucrats, no. Total separation, that's useful. Racial, no. Let's go for charitable hospitals. So it uses wood. I thought also use fabric. So with that in mind, building. Unpausing. Health taxes. Right, plus 251. Okay. Taken for the. Okay. Health taxes. Debate. Event for the enactment of charitable hospitals, which is only at 70%. With the calls from some forms of healthcare systems, many are questioning where the money for setting up new healthcare systems will come from. Some are suggesting simply taking it from our tax funds, while others insist the government should find another way to cover the cost. Let us get this straight. You expect us to not only pay for our own healthcare, but someone else's as well? I don't want the money I pay in taxes to be used by some random farmer to be able to get health care. That's not my responsibility. I have my own health and family to think of. I can't possibly afford to look at everyone else's in Texas as well. So we can take it from tax funds. Plus 20% chance that it's equivalent. Plus 30%. The government should cover it. Excellent choice. Or just plus 10%. But go for this bottom one. We need the help. Or middle one, I should say. Ooh, look at that. Charitable hospitals increasing. All right, Mexico has declared us our rivals. Okay, let's stop here. So after this, we'll be making a lot of wood. Let's look at Oklahoma first of all. A lot of choices. I know that we could use coal. So there's the coal. We can start building our paper industry. Let's look at the market real fast. Paper. It's in hot demand. Buildings. It just consumes wood, which we're producing. And it'll start giving incentives for people to move to Oklahoma. On the flip side, furniture. We'll start producing some in Texas. Seven of 8. 1 of 2. Okay. Let's see what happens. We now have Cherville Hospital pausing. Golden, Colorado. All right. So So far, politically, we're doing everything good. Local police force. Strong possibility here. Because there's nothing else I want to change. We're already as good as we can get here. So let's go for dedicated police force. Public address goes awry. Stalled event for enactment of dedicated police force. We only have 18% chance, so that's terrible. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of dedicated police force by Thomas Jefferson Rusk has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the armed forces. Fumbling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Thomas Jefferson Rusk's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips now is merely if this mishap was due to inherent failings of the dedicated police force, or it can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the armed forces. Minus 50% chance, that's terrible. Minus 10% chance, but the armed forces get minus 10%. This one's probably going to be the one. We get a 10% success chance, but it takes longer to go. And Thomas Jefferson Rusk gets shrewd opportunist. You know, that's what it takes. Budget. Uh-oh. It's fluctuating, but that's fine. I think we're at a happy medium. Now it's plus, but very little plus. Legislation flavor. Oh boy, success 0%. The big event for the enactment of the dedicated police force. Despite many efforts on the part of the government to successfully revive the dedicated police force from its hospital embargo, the law has come to be regarded as nothing but an inevitable failure. That deal? Please, don't talk to me about it. I would say it's better to just pretend it never happened, don't you agree? Certainly, but that would stop that fool from asking about it every day. You know, 16% chance. Banking lot. Oh, bureaucratic embargo. Stall event for enactment of the dedicated police force. Yikes. So let's go to politics, laws. I want the industrialists. Do I want endorses no police? Oh, that's what it is. Let's move on. It's 1840. We have unlocked the stock exchange. We also unlocked banking recently as well. We're going to increase this. And then go for this, and then start working on other items. Buildings, construction. Okay, furniture. Sorry, I'm just looking for, where do I see how much infrastructure a province has? That's what I forget from time to time. Information. Here you go. 8 out of 11. Excellent. Once this is built, we're going to take a look at the market again. Oh, the duel. Raphael Bowling has challenged Jacob Crinkshank to a duel to the death. Okay, so let them fight. I'm going to go for this. We should start getting intelligentsia a little bit more powerful. Alright, we're having a good chance finally with the dedicated police force. Uh-oh, partisan papers. Partisan papers, event in Texas. Party-affiliated newspapers have been perfilating during this election season. Publications associated with the Democratic Party have been particularly effective in spreading the party line. Read all about it. Honest politicians attacked by shameless cowards. Leading candidates for office issues heartwarming appeal for the common man's heart. Man on campaign trail pets a puppy. Read all about it. The Democratic Party has used the papers brilliantly. I think we're going to go for the bottom one, the paper mills. Oh, infrastructure. Nothing we can do about infrastructure, but that's fine. Buildings. Nope. Again, Oklahoma, that should improve the quality of life in Oklahoma. So let's look at who deserves the credit. June 29th. It's 1841. We're going to be ending this episode very shortly. Who deserves the credit? Event in Texas. Recently invested in Texas towards our maize farms, that's corn, has brought into question who should get the credit for a boost of investment. However, opinions seem to be split. To where the credit lies in questions now wonder. To the owners of the field and the organizers of the harvest, or the ordinary people who work the fields day and night, who swear blood waters the fields. So the Southern Planters get credit. I'm actually going to go for the bottom one. We need to start getting the evangelicals attraction, so that way we can start hopefully get religious schools or something. Backroom dealings. October 6th. We're almost there. I'm going to basically pause that on when we hit January 1st, 1842. Backroom dealings. Stalled event for enactment of dedicated police force. Boy, we've been doing this forever. Prominent members of the armed forces, outspoken and dedicated police force, and close allies of Thomas Jefferson Rusk have exchanged in a corruption scandal, having exchanged political favors for personal quote-unquote gifts. One aide was all it took. One boy squeezing acne from his face in the right place at the right time to overhear the howling laughter, smell the rich tobacco blend, and spot Thomas Jefferson Rusk's new golden cufflinks. One honest fellow's word to the right ears, and it was all covered. I'm sorry, Thomas. You're a liability. Us producing paper means that we should become rich in the American market. All right, steamer unlocked. Excellent. Popular playwright endorses reform. All right, advanced event for enactment of dedicated police force. In the midst of the debate surrounding dedicated police force, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the armed forces, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for law to be passed. The man's viewpoint may be somewhat partisan, but sir, cannot argue with his prose. 10% chance. We're going to have to go for the 10% chance. Oh, it's January 1st. So we're going to put it, stop here. Let's just take a quick look at our buildings. We need to go to cargo port. And we need to start making clippers. So our logging cats are making good money. That's excellent. Our furniture is not making great money yet. Oh. Well, we can use the tools. The infrastructure is finally at 3 out of 3, so that's good for Oklahoma. Our paper mill is just going into production, so they don't have very much in the way of production yet, right? So in Oklahoma, let's look, before we close this version out, let's look at the people, our population. We ultimately wanted to get this in double digits. So they're complaining about grain, tobacco, clothes. They use services, clothes, grain, services, transportation, and furniture. Interesting. Oh, here we go. So, furniture. I have to let it secure, okay. Furniture is up there as well, 5.6%. Furniture's in the middle. So doing this furniture won't be that helpful, but in the American market, paper is really high and furniture is decent quality. Now what we need to start doing is looking at the next thing. So we also need to make more tools here. There's more buy orders than sell orders. Actually, let's look at balances. So grain's an issue. Wood's an issue. Paper's an issue. Furniture's an issue. So we're covering all this. So this is good. And tools are issues. The only thing we're not doing is here, the clothes. And we need clothes as well. But, you know, it's better to concentrate on some than spread yourself thin. And buildings. Oklahoma. Look at that. They have grain. We do need some coal. And they're currently hiring. And they're currently hiring. So there's no reason to build coal. They're both hiring. They don't have max population yet, but both of these industries are doing well. So the people in Oklahoma, population, should be, is there an easy way to see populations based on states? I don't know. Let's look at buildings. Oh, we're subsidizing them, that's right. So these people should really be making profits. They're currently hiring, so that's good. And they're making money. I'm going to build one more military. Alright, this concludes this episode. There we go. Excellent. This concludes this episode of Victoria 3. Yes, this was a restart. Yes, it was a little rough. I'm sorry about that. I hope you enjoy it. Again, this is BoydofZINJ. The next episode should be coming shortly. I do have another series where I'm playing City Skylines 2. And in that game, a new patch came out right after I posted and finished the video. And the patch fixed a lot of things that was hurting us as well, potentially. So it may be very useful to play that game again. If you like City Skylines, please watch it. Thank you very much for staying with me. And I really hope you enjoy this series. Texas is very hard. Yes, it's very slow. The trick to Texas is if you can beat Mexico, then you build up your economy, and you have to play shrewd, right? Because we're only one state. Yes, we have Oklahoma, but it's a small, colony state. So giving them two industries for poor and for middle to rich people, and both of them are making money, should improve the Oklahomas and make it very, enticing for people to come in. Oh, look at all this. My biggest problem with the game is there's so much information in the game that you don't always know where to look at. And I forget where some of the stuff's at for us to take a look at. And I know some of the information's out there, but I just don't remember where it's at. Alright, well, thank you very much. Let's save the game. Exit game. And let's make sure. Yep, we still have achievements. Still Ironman save. Thank you very much. It's that time of the video where I'd say adios. Thank you for watching. And if you're hearing this, I really like to say thank you for staying at least this long or skipping to the end. I really appreciate it. Better yet, the YouTube gods seem to enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, click on the bell icon to send notification alerts. It really does help content creators like myself. I need the help. If you have any suggestions about my YouTube content or my channel or about this video, I'd love to hear it. Please leave a comment. Regardless, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay safe, be entertained, enjoy life, and until next time, adios, goodbye. Hope your RNG is better than mine. Thank you.
All hands, initiate shutdown sequence.